MetaGate Red Fantasy Review. Transformers Not Shatter from Bumblebee. Okay. By Joby DeYoung. I mean, I'm assuming this is more interesting than just a normal review because, you know, since I don't really buy Transformers stuff or anything myself, otherwise I don't know if I'm super interested, right?
Hey, my name is Joby.
Red, it's cool.
Specifically, the MetaGate G05 Red Fantasy, a third-party version of the triple-changing Decepticon fembot Shatter from the Bumblebee movie that everyone loves. It was fine, and so was Shatter. I never thought I'd feel this way about something with a car accident for a face, but I always feel that way about Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of this video. Browsing the web with a virtual private network allows you to surf while knowing all your important information is private, secure, and protected, like your emails, your passwords, your fembot folder. But Surfshark does way more than protect your privacy. You can virtually travel the world by changing your IP address. You got a choice of over 3,200 servers in over 100 countries. Use that to get better deals online. Some stores change their prices based on where you're shopping from. One day or you can use Surfshark to watch region-locked content on Netflix. You know,
if I make enough money.
Movie Bumblebee? Never heard of it.
I used to know bear like a free one.
But switch your country to any of these, including Thai, and now you won't have to subscribe to
figures that just Kyo companies doing what Hasbro doesn't.
Whole nother streaming service. Surfshark VPN also includes Surfshark Alert, letting you know when your sensitive information's been compromised in any way. It's available to download on iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, Linux, just about everything. So check the link in the description and use my code JOBY for 3 months free. And if you're not satisfied with your time alone with Shatter, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. While I was about the Bumblebee movie, I was really looking forward to this thing. A movie-accurate, unique toy-style triple changer that actually has 3 modes, Takara. Seriously, if you're gonna have a character be a triple changer, at least try to incorporate that with the toys. So, was this figure worth the wait and the purchase? From the shows he's
the cutout is good.
Well, my first impressions on Joby 2 were extremely positive. Subscribe to my second channel, by the way. I cover figures there way before I review them here. Chilling aside, let's install these side view mirrors and get right into it. The car mode is pretty good. It's a fairly accurate recreation of the custom muscle car we see in the movie. Proportions are on point, details are in order, everything looks pretty free of kibble. If you're going blind. It's right here, my lord. Mamma mia, the kibble is nearly bursting at the seams. No matter how you customize a Camaro,
black and red is just
cars, right? I'm sure you wouldn't include alien feet. At least, most of you wouldn't. That's not even mentioning the, oh my god, it's not terrible. Especially considering this thing is a triple changer. The most obvious thing here is the robot mode head, which is
pretty crazy. This shape into 3 different shapes.
Heads under cars are not a new thing at all. Hell, just ask Bumblebee or my lawyer. The head would be a little more tolerable if you couldn't see it from the front. That's not great, but it really isn't the worst, right? Feel free to question my copium in the comments. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Great use of clear plastic at least. Makes me wish it had a light up feature. Not necessary though, I'm just an...
It does seem insanely complex though. I wonder, like, with this kind of multiple form, one, like, how easy it is to just break something while you're manipulating them to turn them into the other form, because it must be, like, very malleable to be able to, like, go to different direction.
The paint here is great, a smooth, semi-glossy finish that feels pretty durable. And for a figure with 3 modes and 2 transformations, scratch-resistant paint is invaluable. And the accessories are missing. At least one of them is. See this included base? It was supposed to come with an actual arm that you plug into so you could hook up the figure, but for some reason, my copy didn't. I love your Shozy store, but what the goddamn fuss is, it's just a piece of plastic that you could prop the car mode onto. It also renders it completely useless in jet mode. Great. At least I have my own hot toy style stand that I bought from Amazon, which allows you to recreate some reckless driving.
Wow.
After all, it's the right of all sentient beings to booze and cruise.
Booze and cruise, huh?
Hell yeah, brother!
Let's get some big shells.
Other accessories are a bunch of weapons that you can combine and attach to the trunk. Always love me some weapon storage, but it doesn't look that great. Fortunately, the car mode itself holds together really great. The kibble may be bursting at the seams, but at least those seams are tabbed in and secured by plenty of pegs. Hefty and a bit cold. And even with all of that so close to the ground, she rolls really well. She also scales really well. Look, I've been doing this for almost a decade MetaGate, forgive me if I don't have a good segue to the size comparison. Here's Figma Madoka Kaname, Haya Toys
nice.
Godzilla, the Transformers Masterpiece MP10 Optimus Prime, and the Transformers Masterpiece MP45 Bumblebee.
That's a Transformers.
Since I haven't opened up any of my Bumblebee movie Bumblebees. But this guy's got enough mechanical bullshit to qualify as a movie design. Speaking of mechanical bullshit, let's bring out these beautiful paper instructions.
That's a lot of instruction.
Right into her first transformation.
Okay. 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 I don't know if most people like follow instruction or if they just try to figure it out like a puzzle and then you fuck it up and break something because it wasn't supposed to burn that way. I wonder how most people do it. Oh, out of the wheel. Damn. Half the community likes doing it without. Fair enough. I'm lost already.
Yeah, spaghetti engineering, but at least that pasta is solid.
You get a sense for what it is and... Okay. Oh, the amount of movement. Okay, it's looking good. Okay. I would have definitely broken something. Okay. I mean, that is some crazy engineering. Like, this makes much more sense for that kind of price, right? Like, you know, you might say like 160, that's crazy, but, you know, there's figurines that are like static, that don't look half as good, that are the same price, right? Like, this thing has an insane amount of like engineering to make it happen, right? So, I guess I respect the price a bit more, no? Okay. I'd rather do a Rubik's Cube at this point. I'd be less lost. It looks so much like it would be so easy to break something. I would be so scared. They combine. Bring figure into campus just to mess with my friends. You know, the fact they're gonna break it down. Asking them to transform those things. I want to get touch one if it's not mine. Wow, okay.
And the art cannon doesn't go anywhere, great. And here we have the jet mode. What a surprisingly smooth process. It was a bit of a struggle the first time, of course, but following the mostly clear instructions, keep the feet folded down, not up, and manipulating my loving audience, the solid struts and tight tabs made for a pretty pleasant process that I did live on my Just Playing stream. Subscribe to Jobby too.
This seems like the kind of live where Alpha the chat is just telling you you're so dumb for not doing it right.
A few hundred attempts for the process to really get stuck in my burning memory. And all that time fondling this figure was worth it. Don't get me wrong, this thing does not look awful, but with the amount of kibble that you could see throughout the entire mode, not just the underside, it's kind of stretching the very meaning of mode. It only looks truly complete if you view it from the very top. But even with this extreme case of cardboard engineering, it still reads as a jet. The silhouettes there, crucial details are accounted for. Heck, there's even an opening cockpit to sell this mode even more. If anything else, it's a lot more convincing than MetaGate's previous attempt at a triple changer. That is barely a helicopter, bro. And
that
even if it
look
doesn't look complete, it definitely feels complete. Surprisingly so, since not everything plugs in. That would be an unforgivable sin, but this figure passes the whoosh test. It's all good. And what I mean is that there's enough solid panels here that tab into each other to keep the whole mode together as you're playing with its posability. Hinge joint and rotation at the landing gear. Die-cast metal, by the way. And I guess you could count the exposed head as posable landing gear, which would just tab in. As for the size, is it just me, or did this thing get significantly bigger? That shifting is real. Size comparison time again.
It gets bigger when I put on it.
Godzilla, Prime, and B. So the jet mode is flawed, more so than the car mode, but at least it still looks like a jet and is weirdly fun to play with. No idea if it's movie accurate though. Not my fault that this thing shows up for like 1 second in the movie. Why? We can talk more about movie accuracy when we get into... Oh, good heavens.
Okay. So let's see the actual Transform Man version. I really can't imagine doing this either way. Like, with instruction, I'm someone who like suck at following instruction manuals. Like, I always have this habit of, like, unconsciously almost, trying to like, I just think one step of the instruction or something.
If you're into that.
Good one. And then I kind of like, you know, get stuck because of that, or I have to go back. And then the other way is like, yeah, trying to do this freestyle. I'd be too afraid to break something. But this might be the coolest Transformer toy I've seen so far, yeah. I really like this one. On paper, like, you could have a really cool looking figurine that's just like a solid blocks figurine, right? But the aspect of, you know, having so much moving part and all that in this makes it twice as cool, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at my figurines, but I don't have a single one that can move anything. Yeah, none of them can move anything. They're all very stiff. Everything looks creative, that's what I like. Like, it's maybe the painting, but it doesn't look like cheap toy color, right? Reason abonnement for Figma, Melissa, and SH Figure Art Freeland. Did you finish Freeland? How do you like it? Wow. Wow. Love it. Figured. It's insane you can engineer this amount of movement for like a toy.
And here we have the robot mode. Another smooth transformation process, even easier to get this thing from jet to robot than it was for car to jet.
Okay, it looks sick as a robot too. No doubt.
Goodness gracious, the results are amazing. Borderline perfect recreation of how she looked in the movie. I mean, that head sculpt is spot on. Should have had a light up feature. Just a shame that her paint got kind of scuffed during the transformation, but I assure you that was a skill issue. You could just hear the sultry tones of Angela Bassett violently interrogate me, mother. I wish I was
okay.
But how could I be when her proportions are so
That Taiga though. Anime girls are with shame.
Megatron, his calves inflated for the transformation? Well, the thing that inflates on this figure is my dick. The thighs. Her hips are incredibly honest. To my eye, MetaGate absolutely
You may not like it, but this is the perfect female form.
Nail her proportions. I swear to God, I made that joke before, and I'll make it again. But I have a feeling her proportions aren't entirely movie accurate. I mean, were her feet really this small in the movie? I gotta rewatch the movie with a focus on her feet. Please leave me alone. Mechanical details are great as well, if a bit simplified. I'd rather have something that's 90% movie accurate with a smooth transformation than something that's 100% movie accurate with a transformation that gives me cancer. Maybe it's a good thing the Toy World version never came out. She's even got fairly good kibble management on her back. Not movie accurate at all. These metal struts are not a thing, but ignoring that still looks pretty clean. If only these back flaps actually plugged in. And the arm cannon plugs in to the arm. Reattach all these missiles. That looks really good. And I can't hold it back anymore. I just can't get my hands off of this thing. Oh, she feels so good. Hefty, solid, very little fat.
I want to imagine what people do to their figures.
Her head is a little too loose.
I don't know what people do to their anime figures, so
sometimes I guess her hips
he's there suggesting as a chanson jar.
And the feet being so tiny.
You need a big jar, I guess.
For my taste. She
How about a
has
chanson
no
bucket?
problem standing up, which makes her a
I'm not giving anyone any idea.
Ball joint
Don't do
at
it.
the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel, can look up that far and look down that far. Rotation at the antenna, a butterfly joint.
I like the antenna design, it reminds me of Pat Labor. Old anime mecha design.
Far and look down that far. Rotation at the antenna, a butterfly joint. Rotation at the shoulder, can rotate a full 360. Ball joint at the shoulder pad. Every ball joint arm moves out and even more out. This time it's a ratchet joint. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. Hinge joint at the wrist, wrist swivel. Ball joint at the thumb, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint at the index finger, and a hinge joint
move that
at the
much?
rest of her fingers. Her wings can move in and out. Not movie accurate, but I do appreciate the piston action. You can untab the wings to get even more articulation. I don't really need that. Waist swivel, flip the front skirts up to get even more of a swivel. I might want to tighten this up. And flipping up those front skirts makes way for that beautiful ab crunch. Ratchet joint, by the way, so it's not completely useless. No arcing back though, unfortunately. Rotation at the leg, can move back that far. She's got a beautiful spread. Legs could bend inward to emphasize her thigh swivel, bend at the knee, ankle moves up, but not that much down. The toes are made of die-cast metal. Toe bend moves down that far, and a damn good ankle pivot. Could pivot even farther, but that's more for the transformation. Posability here is excellent. Meets the standards of any official Transformers Masterpiece figure. And if you had a stand, which should have been included, god damn it, you could get even more dynamic and even spicy poses. And once again, we find that mass shifting is real. My word, that's a big woman. Monica Godzilla Prime. Previous review, the Bingo Toy Spider Lady, not Black Arachnia. And Bumblebee. MP21 this time, easier to transform. I put the other one in my ass. MetaGate is slowly becoming one of my favorite third-party companies. Right up there with unique toys, fans toys, mastermind creations. I was a little hesitant about their drift, but after their pterosaur, and now this hoochie mama, they definitely have my attention. I can't wait for my wallet to get drop-kicked. Now she is a bit pricey, but god damn it, everything else.
Is it pricey? Like, again, I have no real concept, but for like this insanity of engineering, is it really pricey?
I had some high expectations for this thing, but I can't say that this figure shattered them. I want her to shatter my car.
Alright then. Very, very, very good. I mean...
Hey, my name is Jobby, and have you heard the good word of our Lord?
I was gonna say, like, I didn't expect like a review of a specific figure to be that good, but yeah, when he looks this thick, I'm into it. Kind of figure it's not bad, yeah. I was thinking, like, this is pretty insane. The Metro Impossibility. Okay, great one. Really, really, really cool figurine. And great host, too. This guy is pretty awesome. That's the kind of review channel that entertains you. Alright, nice one. Nice one.